Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. We'll begin with the prayers for seeking auspiciousness and blessings for us to connect to the message of Srimad Bhagavatam and be able to take something from that and apply in our own lives. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय कृष्ण okay yeah are you able to see the screen Prabhu?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So we are continuing Canto 4, Chapter 1, where the discussion between Vidura and Maitreya is going on. And Maitreya Muni, after discussing the whole third canto about Kardama Muni and Devahuti, he started talking about the other descendants of Swayambhu Manu. And while he is sharing all the different descendants, at one place, Maitreya says, all the three personalities who creates, maintains, and annihilates Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva, all of them became sons of Atri Muni and Anasuya. So Vidura gets inquisitive, like, how did that happen? Please tell me more. And then Maitreya Muni starts explaining how did that happen. And as we heard from previous verses, Atri Muni, he is doing extreme austerities, like really amazing and powerful and determination to have the son like Supreme Personality of Godhead. One thing he does is he just refers to the Lord of the universe. He doesn't specifically says, okay, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or like the one who creates, or one who takes care of annihilation. So as he is addressing the Lord in that way and then praying, so then all the three personalities, they appear. So we will see that today. Text 29. Maitreya uvacha iti tasya vacha shrutva trayaste vibhudarshabha pratyahush lakshnaya vacha Prahasyatam Rishim Prabho. We'll read word to word also. Maitreya Uvacha, the sage Maitreya said, Iti thus, Tasya his, Vachaha words, Shrutva after hearing, Traya te all three, Vibudha demigods, Rishabha chiefs, Pratyahu replied, Shlakshnaya gentle, Vacha voices, Prahasya smiling, Tam unto him, Rishim the great sage, Prabho, O mighty one. Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued, upon hearing Atri Muni speak in that way, the three great deities smiled and they replied in the following sweet words. So Atri Muni, when he saw these great personalities coming in front of him, he starts glorifying them and praying to them. So after that, they started responding. Here we can see they smiled, which actually says they're very pleased with Atri Muni. Text 30. Deva uchuhu yatha kritaste sankalpo bhavyam tenaiva nanyatha satsankalpasya te brahman yadvai dhyayati te vayam. Very nice, beautiful verse and nice Sanskrit actually. Yatha kritaste sankalpo. As done by you, determination. I'm just reading the word to word. Bhavyam tenaiva nanyatha. Bhavyam, to be done by that, not otherwise. So whatever you have determined, that exactly is going to happen. Sat sankalpasya te brahman. One whose determination is never lost of you, O dear Brahmana. Yadvai dhyayati te vayam. That with certainly meditating on all of them, they're saying you have been meditating on us and then have such a determination. So definitely it's going to happen. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The three deities told Atri Muni, Dear Brahmana, you are perfect in your determination, and therefore, as you have decided, so it will happen. It will not happen otherwise. We are all the same person upon whom you were meditating, and therefore we have all come to you. Purport. Atri Muni unspecifically thought of the personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe. Although he had no clear idea of the Lord of the universe, nor of his specific form. Mahavishnu, from whose breathing millions of universes emanate and into whom they are again withdrawn, may be accepted as the Lord of the universe. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, from whose abdomen sprouted the lotus flower, which is the birthplace of Brahma, may also be considered the Lord of the universe. Similarly, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who is the super soul of all living entities, may also be considered the Lord of the universe. Then, under the order of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, the Vishnu form within this universe, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva may also be accepted as the lords of the universe. So this is actually interesting, like how Prabhupada is referring to each of these personalities as the Lord of the universe, because each of them are performing a function to control or to be the person who is managing this universe. So in that sense, they are the Lord, they are the Prabhu of the universe. So when Atri Muni referred, oh Lord of the universe, he is not super clear. Probably he hasn't read Srila Prabhupada's purports. So he is not super clear. But nevertheless, his determination is extremely clear. His determination is very, very strong. Vishnu is the Lord of the universe because he is its maintainer. Similarly, Brahma creates the different planetary systems and the population. So he also may be considered the Lord of the universe. Or Lord Shiva, who is ultimately the destroyer of the universe, also may be considered its Lord. So each of them, they have their specific functions, and in each of their own way, they have the powers over the universe uh, with respect to their particular role. Because I was thinking about this. Sometimes we hear in Shiva Purana or something, the devotees who ardently worship Lord Shiva, they actually refer to Lord Shiva as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in fact, in the fourth chapter, going further, there is Rudra Gita, and in that section, I think it's to Lord Shiva speaking to Prachetas, if I'm not wrong. In that section, he is actually referred to as the Supreme Person in Srimad Bhagavatam itself. So it's not wrong, but it's not seeing, like, the in their proper perspective. Like if a person owns the company, let's say there is somebody else as a CEO, they are the CEO, they are the head of the company. But beyond them, there is somebody who owns the company who can actually dictate the activities of CEO also. And if that owner wants, the CEO just like this has to, leave the place. So that way, the owner is actually more powerful and more, he is the real owner, real Lord. So in that sense, we can see Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, even though they are performing these functions of very important and very, very crucial functions for the universe, but still we understand how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom they're actually getting the empowerment and taking care of their own roles. Okay, Therefore, since Atrimani did not specifically mention whom he wanted, all three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, came before him. They said, since you are thinking of having a son exactly like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe, your determination will be fulfilled. And I was also thinking about one thing here. Prabhupada writes, of course, I think in the actual verses, Atrimani doesn't really say Supreme Personality of Godhead. He says somehow the Sanskrit translation for those scholars, or for for these wonderful personalities. They understand not just the Sanskrit word itself, but the meaning, the intent in their heart, uh, whom he is calling. Your determination will be fulfilled. The point I was thinking is, in Gajendra's prayers, he is also not referring to the particular person with a name. He actually says, one who is beyond all these modes, the one who can award liberation to everyone, the one who has the control over every living being, the one who lives in everyone's heart. He actually describes this whole very beautiful, beautiful prayers, but he never says, like, okay, this is a personality. And I haven't read the purports in detail, but I remember hearing Krishna, Lord Vishnu, understands the intention of the devotee, and thus they reciprocate. So here it's not necessarily that Atrimani used the words referring to the Lord of the universe, but that's his intention in his heart. So that's how the reciprocation is coming. In other words, one's determination is fulfilled according to the strength of one's devotion. So this is actually very important for us to understand. We can have determination and the intention. What do we want? How we want to serve the Lord in specific services or in our own sadhana. We may have certain desires. So first thing is, we need to have the determination and be willing to uh, do what it takes, at least endeavor to endeavor in that direction, to be able to do what it takes, to be able to, for that desire to be fulfilled. And then it can be fulfilled according to the strength of one's devotion. So how strongly we want that, and or how strongly we are attached with the other things or distracted with the other things, versus how strongly we are attached to that particular service or that particular form of offering to the Lord. Depending upon that, Krishna fulfills those desires. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:25, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrun Yanti Pitruvrata. If one is attached to a particular demigod, one is promoted to the abode of that demigod. If one is attached to the Pittas or forefathers, one is promoted to their planet. And similarly, if one is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, one is promoted to the abode of Lord Krishna. Atri Muni had no clear conception of the Lord of the universe. Therefore, the three presiding deities, who are actually the lords of the universe in the three departments of the modes of nature, all came before him. Now, according to the strength of his determination for a son, his desire would be fulfilled by the grace of the Lord. So, because of his heart, what is in his heart, all the three personalities came. And then the next thing is they don't really have to come. I mean, having these three personalities as the son, that's not an ordinary thing. But because of his determination, because of his intense austerities, not just because of the austerity uh, alone. I mean, we see these examples of Hiranyakashipu or other places where they perform these extremely severe austerities, and Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, whoever, they will come and try to fulfill their benedictions. But the beauty here we can see is Atri Muni, all those severe austerities, they are performed in relationship to the Lord, with a desire to have him as their son, to enhance and deepen that relationship with the Lord. So, any of these austerities or sacrifices or whatever we perform, if we don't have that clear goal or a clear goal of connection with the Lord, if we perform for random sake, we may get those things fulfilled. But ultimately, it's not going to satisfy our inner soul, and it's not leading us towards that ultimate destination. So that's why it's actually nice here. We can see, even though, we may say, oh, all these austerities and all, what is the point of all that? You need the real devotion, or, because sometimes we may tend to think like that. Oh, these are all externalities, these are austerities. We don't really need to perform all that. Because we do hear in Srila Prabhupada's purports, devotion service is very simple and very joyful. You don't have to go through this, severe austerities. But they have their place because they strengthen the determination when we take up some austerity for the sake of service, for the sake of our sadhana. It actually helps us, it purifies us, it regulates us, it actually helps us to become more determined. So that's something I'm taking from this verse. We'll move to text 31. अथास्मद् अंशभूतास्ते आत्मजालोकविश्रुता भवितारोङ्गभद्रं ते विसृप्स्यन्ति च ते यशः. You'll have sons who will represent a partial manifestation of our potency, and because we desire all good fortune for you, these sons will glorify your reputation throughout the world. So obviously, right, when you can have the three personalities, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, as your sons, what else you need in your life? And as such, Atri Muni and Anasuya, they're not even, looking for this kind of glorification. But naturally, when one is connected so with the Lord and perform their activities in that relationship, naturally everything else will follow, as we hear. Text 32. Evam kamavaram dattva pratijagmo sureshwara sabhajitas tayo samyak dampatyor mishatos tatha. Thus, while the couple looked on, the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, disappeared from that place after bestowing upon Atri Muni the benediction. So they came and they heard the prayers of their devotees and they gave the blessing and left. So we will stop here and see if any of you have any thoughts, reflections, questions, corrections. Thank you for joining. Okay, nothing.
Mataji, thank you so much. So, compared to these prayers, actually, I think you mentioned a right point there. I was kind of thinking, the way Prabhupada was commenting in the earlier purport, saying that Atri Muni is not a pure devotee because he doesn't have the conception of who is the Supreme Lord. But I think because then you kind of draw parallels to Gajendra. I think there he was also saying, the Lord of the universe and all, right? Nicely. So, but
Yeah,
then I think the intention is, it was very difficult to understand, but I think, yeah, you mentioned it very well. Of course, this is Prabhupada is coming in the line of, because disciplic succession. So, the devotees understand in that line. But yeah, from an outside perspective, it may be very hard to get that. But here, yeah, all three personalities came. Surprisingly, even the Vishnu himself came. It's not just Brahma and Shiva only, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah,
so it's
it's
not a normal
actually,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy for us to understand. We may be thinking, oh, why this, why that. And I'm also thinking, like we were talking about someone yesterday. If we see them, we don't really know what they have in their heart. They may be,
Yeah.
amazing devotees inside, and they may not be displaying any of that outside. And we will just look at outside and we'll say, oh, they do nice services, or they sing nicely, or they cook nicely, so they must be nice devotees. Somebody else, they may be like, all to themselves. They may be just coming there, nobody even knows they exist, but they may be carrying so much of the devotion. And the beauty is the Lord understands whether someone else is seeing or not seeing, judging or not judging. But the Lord understands. So, in one sense, I'm thinking of two ways. How we can see when we are dealing with others, we are nobody to see what is in their heart or what is in their, thing. Yes, it is true. He's not a pure devotee. He's calling, like in a generic form. But as you said, all these three personalities coming, it's not ordinary. How much a person needs to have a devotion. It's not just a random, austerities. I don't think so. So it really speaks that devotion, and definitely, not a pure devotee or not having this kind of conception doesn't really bar them from connection with the Lord. So I was thinking in that sense, when we interact with others or see others, we can be, careful not to judge them just by the externalities. And on the other hand, when it comes to ourselves, even though people may say things or whatever is happening, but as long as we have that sincere desire and intention to practice devotional service or serve in a particular way, even if others don't understand, I think we don't have to become, kind of agitated or perturbed or be taken away by that. We can try to, take refuge in that fact that the Lord understands being in our heart, and take hope and continue on that. Yeah, that's something I was thinking as you
Oh,
shared.
nice point, Mataji. I think one point you mentioned, even though he's not a pure devotee, the Vishnu appeared.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Because, immaturely we may think, oh, they're in
Yeah.
different sampradaya, they don't understand this, that, we may say all this. But who are we? Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for bringing that point. Okay. Chintamani Mataji, I see you, but you guys may be busy in the DT worship. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Balram Prasad Prabhu has something to say.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories
Please
to
accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All glories to you and all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
So, Mataji, I was thinking about when they say Lord of the universe, the vibrations, the moment I just was trying to enter class. So
Please accept my humble obeisances, Dhananjay Pandit.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhupada, Guru Gauranga. This fallen soul never enters this kind of thing, but you are in a seriously on a class, real class?
Bhagavatam class.
Bhagavatam class. So I shouldn't interrupt the class. Such a fallen. I'm so sorry.
What
Please
I'm
go ahead.
talking about, Mataji, is when I say Lord of the universe, today we'll talk about Jagannath, right?
Mm.
Why did not Jagannath manifest? That was one question. Because Lord of Jagannath means Lord of the universe, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking in that way. Maybe Jagannath would have come, but it's but the name, but what is in his heart, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He might. So it's a kind of a conflicting. If you say Narayana, Narayana will come. Narayana will come. Krishna will come. Jagannath. So it's really difficult to understand. Even if you chant the name of Jagannath, that means Lord of the universe. I'm not sure whether Jagannath will come or who else will come, because it all depends on ye yatham ham prapadyante tam sadaiva bhajamyaham.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So, that means you should have a complete understanding of who is Lord. Even though you may say Jagannath, if we don't have that understanding of who is the Lord, then this might be based on his reflections. How yesterday I was hearing about what is this our Hari Parshad Prabhu, and you mentioned many times about the determination. Okay. So I was hearing that he is a fan of Hari Shuri Prabhu, right?
Yeah.
That is 200 years ago. Hari Shuri Prabhu was very determined, as you were telling, determination. So his sadhana was very strong. He was waking up and consistently, whatever the sadhana he was doing for 12 to 15 years. Maybe you would have heard about this. And his intention was to continue this for his life. But what happened? One fine day, around between 12 and 15 years exactly, I don't know the numbers, somebody tapped in the back. He turned, Krishna appeared. That means Krishna said, "You're perfected." So his intention, what is his intention? To glorify Krishna and basically please Krishna.
Yeah.
And he did not even ask Krishna, when are you going to come and show. So see, some devotees call and they may come in what is there in their heart. We don't know, right? But now Harishwari Prabhu did not even call, but Krishna comes looking at his determination and he says, "You're already perfected. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And tap in the back. "Hey, I'm here for you." So really, you see, there are so many things to understand. Jagannath means Lord of the universe. And when you say Narayan, means Narayan should come. Krishna should come.
Okay.
Vishnu should come. Govinda from the Tirupati Balaji, he has to come. But who will come?
Are you done? Okay. In this regard.
Yes, Madhu. Please go ahead.
Father, I mean your own father, is a very, very absurd in the Bhagavatam. The Gajendra offers Yavani Chejanintu Jagamevani Lopala Nundu Lienamai Yavani Yandu Dindu Parameshwarudevadu మూల
Yes.
కారణం ఎవ్వడు అనాది మధ్యలో వీడెవ్వడు సర్వముతాని అయిన వాడెవ్వడు వాణినాత్మభవు నీశ్వరునే శరణంబు వేడేదన్ or ఈశ్వరునే శరణంబు వేడేదన్. He meant the supreme authority, whoever it is, whomever it is. He did not. The Jagannath is adjective. Jagat, the Nath, the Lord of the universe. Is Krishna Lord of the universe, not Lord of the universe? So in this regard, it goes to the person who is offering prayers or calling, or
Yeah.
in his mind or in her mind or whatever it is, that he has the aspect of addressing whom or whom he is thinking of. Adjective is Jagat Nath. Jagat ke Nath, in Hindi we say Jagat ka Nath, or the Lord of the universe. So, but the person who's praying, offering prayers, to whom the prayer is addressed to, that will definitely come. That is what in your terminology called 2 cents, or I don't know what it is. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak this.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
that's very powerful. What is in our heart, and that's what Krishna sees and reciprocates. And Balaram Prasad Prabhu, thank you for bringing that very beautiful example of Hari Shauri. And I'm thinking, however, little tiny people we are, isn't Krishna, Radha Shyam Sundar, and Gaunita reciprocating to our lives also in that way? Whatever little bit we are doing, I'm sure each of us have that reciprocation where they're almost literally tapping us and continuing to engage us and giving the inspiration. Otherwise, sometimes I wonder, like, is it really possible for me to continue? Yeah, for each of us, it's just based on their mercy and compassion we're hanging on. Yeah.
Hari bol. Thank you, Mata. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nepal Yatra ki